that's excellent. We must discredit. Well, I mean, they are discredited, the socialists.
Yeah.
Let's understand, every single socialist is a criminal definition. Okay? Because because under socialism, there is no such thing as property rights. And because there is no property rights, and they can just come in and steal what is yours, that is the definition of a criminal, taking what belongs rightly to another. And so I think it's time we call them what they are. They're criminals. They're calling for criminal activity, and they're openly calling for it. They're calling for it under color of authority, color of law, and it cannot happen constitutionally. It's absolutely what we were designed against, and that we have any aspect of it is reprehensible and illegal. Not one bit of it is actually lawful. And we have lots of socialism in our daily lives that we're faced with, or else, for the most part. And so until people call it for what it is.
Yeah. Well, there's an atrophy of the mind of the general public. I'll always blame it on the public school until they finish it, until they fix it.
Well, it's socialist.
The whole public school not only is a socialist organ, it teaches socialism. And it teaches it worse in the way that you know how people, what tells more, what you say or what you act? They say less socialism than they act. They act way more socialist than they actually say they are over there.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes.
The first thing you do is add to the giant pile of stuff.
Yeah, and this is a race to the bottom. It's going on not just in the far left activist Democrat Party, but in the media at the national level. Very much. I thought MSNBC was in self-destruction mode for most of the Obama administration, and now I see CNN saying we will out radical you, MSNBC.
Right.
And, you know, it's getting to be, you know, where are the days of the Walter Cronkites and the Huntley Brinkley hour?
They were liars. They were liars. They were socialists, but they lied and made out that they weren't. That they were
Dan
good,
Rather, you mean?
mid.
Like Dan Rather?
We're going way further back.
Oh, way further back. I mean,
yeah.
But
well, they were. I understand that, but you know, I have no life. Okay. One night, I decided I came across a YouTube video of uninterrupted 6 hours of election night 1980 when Reagan won.
Okay.
And I watched. It was NBC News. It was.
That would be David Brinkley.
That's
that's
a keen interest.
John Chancellor.
Oh, John Chancellor was
and
the
the crew,
quarterback then, yes.
right? And it was really significant how they identified and empathized with what was bringing the Reagan presidency in, and in fact, they were even.
Actually, he was the John Chancellor was the anchor, and he was a little more centrist.
Well, it was important that they appeared centrist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The advertisers held more sway back then because they had a lock on everything on distribution of broadcast.
Sure. And, you know, we've lost those days. Now, you know, anybody in media, they're deciding which way we're going to go and which audience are we pandering to.
Well, again, this comes down to who are you listening to? And if you are a constitutionalist, a conservative, a libertarian, or whatever, or even a Democrat, you choose your news sources either well for your point of view, or you don't choose so well and you get what comes.
You parrot.
And then you will end up parroting whatever you hear, and all too often what I see is people accepting as valid news sources which are heavily biased and full of editorial. They're not news, they're editorial, much like we are doing here. But people continue to listen and parrot what they say, even though they run absolutely contrary to their stated beliefs.
Yeah, now here's the good thing. And Rush Limbaugh told a little story today. He started off his show with this. He said, I threw a dinner party back in, he said, let's see, that was in '08. And he said, I had my guest list, and one particular guest said, hey, I want to bring a couple of friends. Can I? And he's, trying to not be a fuddy-duddy. He's, okay. And these two people showed up that Rush didn't even know. And right away, those guys were trying to get Rush's ear. And this was the summer right after the RNC convention, and Sarah Palin was picked. Okay. And right away, they said, Rush, we got to get rid of Palin. She's going to drag down the ticket, just on and on and on. And Rush says, why? He says, well, look what the media is doing to her and that. And he said, wait a minute, fellas. Are you saying that you want to let the media pick who our running mate is?
I think I heard him say that.
And it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because you just nailed these
revelation
guys. These guys are totally kowtowing to the media.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a problem with most of our Republican candidates last go around. David, you and I were at the SRLC. You remember they're praying one after another, and they're all trying to look like I'm a nice guy. The media's not going to attack me. And who was probably the biggest one? It was Scott. Was it Walker from Wisconsin?
What are you talking about?
He was the darling. He was the front runner
at that point. Yes.
At that point,
yeah.
Right. It was kind of like, who's the guy that the media is going to leave alone? And so much the Republican Party was caught up in, we got to pick somebody that the media is not going to pick.
They're going to run a defense campaign.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, those are my thoughts on this. We'll see how this happens. Those four women just got on live TV, and Omar started using trash language. I had to bleep her out and everything. It was just,
And we talk about the decorum of Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, we know where Trump will grab you. The Democrats will grab you by the Percy.
Look it up, folks. I ain't telling you what it is.
That email address again. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's the story on the Twitch. It's far from over.
As we bed this this socialism thing,
I'd rather not.
And so you say you've talked to people who disagree in content. I'm having a hard time finding the left, the liberal left, who will agree on even definitions of terms. Mm-hmm. Socialism. So when we say we need to explain to people that we're not this and we're that, they don't even know what socialism.
They do not
care.
They
would if they know. If they knew it was poisonous, they would care.
Well, the thing is that they don't care because it's just like when Barack Obama got in his first term. Before, as he was going through his campaign, they were polling and running, what do they call those things? The little studies. Focus groups to find out what's the best term to use.
Right.
And single words that they could use that would promote him, even though he didn't even believe it.
It's perfected populism. That's all it was. It was technological populism. They were searching for a term that was popular.
Well, that's what's going on here.
All
just
I'm trying
whatever.
to say is, in a semantic way, is it's not about explaining to the population what's about socialism. It's about instructing them what it is.
Yeah,
and it's a fine point.
During the Cold War, Radio Moscow was not this shameless about lying to you.
No kidding. Tokyo Rose was more decent.
Yeah, because they wanted to be believable. It's right now. I mean, folks, if you're home tonight and you're doing stupid stuff like watching CNN, you're going to hear 7 hours of them saying, now, this first sentence he tweeted, he didn't mean what he said. He meant a bunch of other stuff, and we're going to tell you what he meant, and they're going to just say, well, he meant I'm a racist, right? And then, the next line, now, that's dog whistle, what that really means, and they'll do all these other things to totally change the clear words
But then, yeah, and then they'll do the other coin too. They'll say, "But that time he meant it." That time I got it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot more coming on this. This issue's not done, but I thought I'd
Right,
at
that's
least
some
weigh
good
in on that.
stuff, and I appreciate you bringing up the socialism thing because I believe we lost the definition of freedom and gained a false definition of socialism through the public schools. It's